Do you want to be happy? That's an easy question to answer, but can sometimes be perceived difficult to achieve. What I'm going to talk about is an important part of today, of tomorrow, and essentially an important part of your future. I'm very passionate about this topic, and I want to see if you feel the same way. So let me start by asking, how many of you are happy? Call me greedy, but I want to be happy too. Am I there yet? I don't know. All I know is, I really want to do something about it. When it comes to my happiness, I really need to put the extra effort in understanding that it's not controlled by other people but by me. I really need to understand that it's not controlled by circumstances or situations that I'm faced with on a daily basis. My happiness is controlled by me. Yes, my happiness can be influenced by these circumstances or situations, but I've realized that it's how I react to and face those situations that ultimately reflects or determines my happiness. Yes, I have bad days, but I really put the extra effort in reminding myself that I'm in control because, well, it's easy to blame things on other people or on different circumstances. So I try as much as possible to control my happiness throughout my day. We all have lives outside of the 8 hours we work, and our lives are filled with different stresses. For example, bills, family issues, school, etc., etc., etc. And some of those stresses stay with us for a long time. What we do, what we think about, or what we stress about, even if it's for 5 minutes, can affect us. You may also notice that you continue to stress about it for some time after the stress is no longer there. Let's call this the lasting effect. This lasting effect can have quite an influence on our lives. Let's take stress for example. Think of a stress that you have in your life. What starts, or perhaps started as a small focus on this stress, can easily turn into stressing for every minute of every day. Let's say that I'm able to control my focus on this particular stress to one day. The stress will likely affect me for a portion of the next day. That's the lasting effect. And if my focus on the stress continues, it could take over my week, my month, or even my year. We all have stresses in our lives, so I know that we could all relate. So how do we eliminate these stresses? Well, I'm not here to answer those questions. What I can say is that, to some degree, we can control how much it will take over our lives. Now let's flip the script. Using the lasting effect philosophy, what would happen if I could control my stresses better and make even a portion of my day a little happier? Will there be a lasting effect on other parts of my day? Of course it will. Just like stress from one day that bleeds into the next, I figure, if I can change even 5 minutes of my day, there will be a lasting effect for some time after, even if it's for another 10 seconds. If this is true, imagine if you could change those 5 minutes into an hour, or perhaps your 8-hour workday. What effects would it have on other aspects of your life? So, what are the things that you can do to control your happiness? For each person, the answer to this question will be different. You can do your own research, but here are just a couple things that we found online. Number 1. Adopt the right mindset. Choose an attitude that allows yourself to be happy. Focus on the positive. It's easy to do, and we're all guilty of it, but we tend to focus on the negative things in our lives, and we overlook the positive things. Number 2. Smile. I shouldn't have to justify why this is needed. If you don't want to smile, you need to refer back to point number 1. Number 3. Look to yourself before saying, I know a few people that can use an attitude adjustment. In order to encourage change, you need to walk the talk. A great man once said, be the change that you want to see. Number 4. Surround yourself with people that increase your probability of being happy. I'm not saying get rid of your friends or your spouse, but if you find that they're only talking about the negative things, call him or her out on it, or get them to talk about something else. I've tried this, it works. Number 5. Be grateful. Grateful people tend to appreciate simple pleasures in life. An activity that is found online is the 21-day challenge, where you write down things you are grateful for. You might be surprised at the things you come up with. Number 6. Be mindful. Think about the people around you and make them feel included. Do something nice for someone, even if it's just asking how their day is. It can make a world of difference as you don't know what's going on in their lives. This is the simplest and easiest form of paying it forward. And when you do pay it forward, you automatically boost your own spirits. We'll talk about paying it forward shortly. And number 7, invest in yourself and just try. Consciously make an effort, as we rarely focus in on our own happiness. The focus on you today will have your future self thanking you tomorrow. This list is just some of the many ways you can get started in taking control of your happiness. If some or all of these things seem foreign or odd to you, it's because we've allowed our society and environment to label these things as not normal. So why am I giving you this information? Well, like I said, I want to be happy. I like working in a fun environment where people are happy, have fun, and build stronger relationships. We do this well already, but we can always get better. The My 817 movement is aimed at providing information to help us improve ourselves, build relationships, and ultimately have a great and fun environment. Can we afford to sit back and expect things to happen? No. But will the changes, even the smallest of changes, help it along? Of course it will. For more information on the My 817 movement, check the Excellence platform or follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. As I mentioned before, paying it forward can positively impact someone else, as well as impact your own happiness. So we have a Pay It Forward challenge. From now until the end of the year, we will be soliciting your Pay It Forward stories. We ask you to email the 817 mailbox with your Pay It Forward stories. It can be charity work that you do. Perhaps you bought a coffee for someone, or perhaps it's simply lending an ear to someone in need. There are no restrictions to how to pay it forward, so we want to hear your story. Each person who submits a Pay It Forward story will be entered into a draw. The winners receive a donation made in their name to a registered charity of their choice, so it doesn't cost you a thing. Submit your stories, and if your name is drawn, we will donate the money to a charity of your choice. It's that simple. So, who's up for the challenge?